Everybody, it's me, Andrew. Get out into nature and tune in for yourself. Resonate with the Earth's electromagnetic field via 432 Hertz, the universal frequency. Balance out psychologically and emotionally and further strengthen your brain and your heart's coherence as well. Get a plant based diet going for yourselves today and nurture yourself right back into life. We are literally herbivores in our nature. Further balance out your physical body's pH level and to get with alkalinity, then you can generate some static electricity. Send me some love telepathically, set attention to your mind and set intention to communicate. That is all there is to telepathy. You are now tuning in to great days. So today I wanted to talk about reflecting life as you come to be more still within yourself. Um, Definitely struggling to do this, right? But definitely am also able to break in the reflective state here and there, right? So I wanted to talk about the reflective nature, okay, and the fluidity of it, right? And the infinity that comes with it, right? So let's get into this. Um, so I guess you can begin with observing nature more, right? So when you begin to observe nature more, and this is something that naturally comes to everybody, right? Because it's more of a settling down, right? Like when you begin to observe nature more often, or you just observe when there's more observation growing within you, it's more of a cessation that's taking place within the body, right? So you then start growing more observant of everything, and this is the natural growth, right, that is taking place within oneself. This is the spiritual growth taking place within oneself, because the expansion of observation or awareness is going to allow you to grow into cellular energetical dimensions, right? So you start growing into these. You start developing a sense for them, right? A sense beyond the two physical eyes or even the five physical senses, right? You start strengthening the mental sense, right? This is needed because you need to use your mind's eye in order to visualize the subtler energetical fields that are making up the universe, right? So that you can come to flow within them, right? You're kind of already flowing within them, even though you can't see them all the time. But the more that you're able to observe them, the more that you're able to exist within that fluidity of the energetical planes, right? So as you begin to observe more, and once again, this is something that comes natural to pretty much everybody, right? If you just kind of like let things flow a little bit, or if you just settle yourself down within yourself, right? So that natural cessation can come, the cessation of action, right, into more being. And the more that you're able to be, the more observing is going to take place. So you then start observing more, right? This is natural once again. Um, and you also start becoming more silent. You start becoming more still within yourself. This is also very very natural, right? You're looking at an old person. Most old people are very very silent and still within themselves. You know, if they don't watch TV, they're probably just going to be sitting there, right, for hours without doing anything. um, this is where you want to be. This is the state you want to be in, because this is what allows you to flux or flow the energy up to the higher chakras. And once the energy gets up here to the head, or even just the heart and up, once the energy starts flowing there again, dimensions that aren't in the normal state of perception are going to come into your perception. And this is how you expand the awareness. You can expand into unknown dimensions, or not purely unknown because they're all known about, but unknown to you prior to the expansion itself, right? So you definitely you want to allow the stillness, you want to allow the silence within yourself, because this is what is going to allow you to explore inwardly and go within yourself. You need, this is vital for for growing. You know, not any type of growth, just a canonical growth, right? For everybody, this is vital. So you become more still and silent within yourself, and the deeper you go into that, the more that you can reflect the nature itself, right? But that it's a mastery. You definitely can't do it unless you're able to come into that level of mastery. It can happen to anybody though, right? For no reason at all. So once you start reflecting the nature, uh, a deep fluidity comes to you. You know, you kind of start dancing through life, or you kind of start flowing through life. This is pretty much the Tao, right? You're within the universal flow, and you're very reflective of um, of everything, right? And the deeper you go into that reflection, it's a process of deepening, right? One's own experience. So the deeper the deeper that you experience life, the more that you can come into complete cessation of being, right? So first you gotta come out of action into being, right? So karma is action, then you come into being, right? So uh, you can go into the depth of pure being, right? And consciousness, and the deeper you go into being, the more that you can go you can cessate being itself, and you can go into non-being, right? So then you find yourself non-existent, um, and you can have like an experience of the void, right? Which is paradoxical because you're experiencing non-existence, but you can you can further the depth, um, or you can just you can cessate the existence or the experience itself for complete non-existence, right? And then I guess you you come into this and or you can kind of just let it happen because this is natural. Once you shed the body, this happens anyway, right? Because you got to go into the in between space, and the in between space is the void, or is the non-experience, or the nothingness, right? So um, let me see. You start reflecting life more, right? And that came with stillness. That came with silence. Which further comes with inactionless action, karma, cessating karma as inactionlessness, and then you can begin to reflect life, right? You can reflect life unto itself, nature unto itself, and this there's like a mirror effect, right? Because the reflection is a mirror, you're mirroring life. Then the fluidity, the flow, the universal flow, it grows deeper within you. You can begin to dance more more graciously, I want to say, and as you begin to reflect the mirror unto itself, you can kind of fall into that infinite abyss that comes about, right? And that abyss, once again, is a cessation of being. So, of course, there's still that duality there, right? Um, haven't really got past it, so I just want to say that the opposites are containing each other. So there's unification in that once again. So it allows you to expand into a more unity consciousness rather than seeing the tension of the opposite. So if you reflect the nature, you can get into the infinity of it, and you can flow into and out of existence, right? Um, Let me see, because I forgot exactly what what the video was about. Um, Reflecting, right? So once you're in this state of reflection, you can come into the flow. This is pretty much what I wanted to talk about mainly. The flow itself is bliss inducing, or it's of a bliss. You can, let's say, you're reflecting nature completely, and you put yourself around people that are that are like extremely neurotic or something. You're gonna find yourself within the same state, but you are not as attached as the other person to that, so you are holding an underlying bliss within that whole situation, or within the whole environment, right? So that underlying bliss is the key to staying non-attached to the entire process of, let's say, putting yourself in like 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 an uncomplimentary situation, you know. um so if you can kind of get into that nature of reflecting, you can pretty much help yourself to stay in a joyful state, right? Even if everybody around you is in a completely miserable state, or an inwardly turmoiled state, or a conflicting state within themselves, and that very fluidity that is kept, or that very bliss that is kept due to the reflecting nature, or the conscious reflecting nature that you are holding, and the stillness within the chaos, or what we think is chaos, is is going to allow you to shed light onto the other people as well, who may not have the realization in place, so you can actually help them realize through the morphogenetic field slowly, even if you don't want to readily vocalize it out due to the lack of understanding, but you can still grow the understanding within the entirety of the group, if you're able to if you're able to just work through the morphogenetic field, you know. So the information is going to be transmitted etherically, you know, or the information is going to be transmitted and received by the other person subconsciously, unless you can make it conscious to them about the morphogenetic field and come into an understanding collective, right? But if you skip all that, and you just and you just want to like grow the understanding without vocalizing it, you can purely work to the morphogenetic field, right? So you can help the other people grow a reflective nature as well, but it's just going to be slower if you don't actually act upon it, you know. So the bliss, it can also grow within the group, even if there is conflict. The bliss is a very potent seed, because bliss is within everybody, and it's a level of realization that bliss can be tapped into, because it's always there. It's there in everybody. So you can help that person come to realize it, or you can help a group realize it without immediately vocalizing it, or without working through it psychologically, through the morphogenetic field, you know, and it's going to be realized anyways, you know, at some point. You can even understand when and how, but you don't even have to do that, you know, because it's going to happen of itself. So that's going to be it for today's video. I do thank everybody for watching. Once again, peace out, one love, and have a great evening.